deer for hunting season coming up.
Oh yeah. Well, have you taken a drive into the up the road, up Renfrew Road a ways?
No, we just actually came from Shawnigan.
Yeah, this is as far as we've made it.
Booted around the gravel pit a little bit, and we're going to keep going a little farther.
Well, there's a lot of trees cut up there. Actually, the whole area is pretty much bald, monoculture type thing. This is, I think, one of the last old growth left. How do you feel about what the resource is being used for?
For lumber and stuff like that?
Well, more so the $150 billion spent on advertising in North America.
For pulp and paper?
Well, various types, like full-page ads saying that, if you want blue sky gasoline, go to Petro-Canada and get your gasoline there, and taking our resource and shipping them out of the country and coming back in throwaway products that make more money if we throw them away, because then we have to buy another one.
Yeah, it's just the way this whole country's been set up. Resource export, oriented the whole country. So all our dollars from overseas come from our resources. That's the only money we actually get. Whether it be oil, coal, grain, forest products.
So
fish.
what is the value in the money that we're getting from all these exports?
It's hard currency.
Hard currency? Well, what is the value of the hard currency when you go across from here clear to Souk, and it's clear cut all the way across?
Circa? Yeah, no one used to go through that route, so now we notice it because the roads are there, because they built the roads.
Yeah.
So you see this, and you go, wow, this is nice. This is all second growth here.
Yeah.
That's not a bad little forest here.
Yeah.
And you go along further, and you get the, you get the clear cut.
You get the picture.
So that was all, that was all the government's plan to make revenue. Unfortunately, all the revenue doesn't go to the general public. It goes to a few individuals that own these companies, most of it. So the profit, the public never sees. They see a little bit of tax revenue and stuff. But.
So, like, we came in, and the first camp we set up was on Timber West land. It was just up the road a little ways here. Actually, right by that bridge that you come up to, and there's another parking lot.
Okay.
And off to your left, there's a little road that goes off just past the bridge.
Yeah.
And there's about 4 different land claims on the one little piece. And we eventually got an eviction notice from Timber West. And what we were attempting to do, we tried to go through all the channels in forestry and through the timber companies to get some people out and start repairing some of the washouts and the damage that has been done recently on some of these slopes, the steep slopes that have been logged, some by helicopter, some by road. A lot of the washouts have happened on deactivated roads that are an environmental measure, but the process is, unless it's quickly held and retained with roots and whatever, it washes down in the first rains.
In the San Juan River and the Cook.
Well, San Juan and here, and basically, the entire, from here to Port Hardy. And, I spent some time up the north coast. It's basically the same as far as probably Alaska. Nearly every valley has been logged to some extent, and the extent of it here is the most colossal I've seen. Like, I haven't seen it as bad up north, but down here, like, I drove from here to Souk, and basically all I saw was blurry trees, and because of the monoculture, they all look the same, they're all growing the same, or just bare land. And, so what we're proposing is maybe get some people out and actively take part in preventing the problem from getting worse and applying a solution that makes sense through hands-on doing the job, instead of getting somebody else to do it when we can see it's not getting done.
Yeah, well, they don't really care, because the next time to log that land's going to be 60 years from now. And they don't know where they're going to be,
Well, that's
the
it.
stockholders, they don't really care.
That's it. So where's the future for our kids if there's no fresh water or no salmon coming up the streams? So how does one who has a social conscience make a contribution without being forced to serve what is causing all this? And, basically, in living somewhere, we're forced to pay for a piece of land. And myself, born into this world 22 years ago, being forced to pay a debt that there's no way I could afford unless I went against my conscience. And so I'm left with no place to live but to come out in the woods and try and make a contribution. Which I have no complaints, but as soon as the weather gets bad here, you know, it's still we'll be roughing it. You know, and who's holding the debt? You know, are we really getting hard currency from other countries, or are they in debt to us in some form or another by paying us for the raw materials, putting them in debt? Now they've got to be bought out of debt, right? And the only way to make, like, you take all the hard currency in this country, combine it, that's ever been printed, and it's not enough to pay the debt. So what is that debt but leverage that banks can lend 1 to 30 on every dollar that they have in assets in the Bank of Canada? So what I'm saying is it has no mathematical integrity. And what is our future in a numbers racket that is destroying the very foundation that we walk around in? And, you know, like, so being a young person, how can I see any future for my kids in this nonsensical way of doing things? And so somehow I'd like to bring people to a peaceful conclusion and understand that now we have a job to do and the gardener needs help. And, you know, whoever has the experience and the competency and the understanding to do the job, please step forward and make that contribution for everybody. And we'll all get wealthier, because we're not getting wealthier by the bigger bank accounts. You can't buy an extinct salmon.
No, you can't. No, it's all short-term gain, long-term pain. That's what this country was born on, right? And until the leaders started preaching a different message, we're hooped. Look at fishing, mining, everything.
But it doesn't, like, you see, but that it doesn't have to get worse before it can get better. You see, like, that projection of it getting worse is what the projection will be accomplished if enough people are collectively agreeing on that.
Yeah.
So the thing is, if we can make a stand now and say, okay, well, the time is now to make it better, not worse, and if we can come to a collective agreement on making it better, then it will happen quite easily, because it takes a few people to do a lot.
Yeah.
When people are working in sync and on a common purpose and feel good about what they're doing. You know, and so can we do that for the future of our kids? Can we do that for integrity, common sense, and decency within our entire human race? You know, if we're all living here on this planet, what's the squabble about? 98% fiction.
Why wouldn't they let you guys hang out in the land down here for?
Well, I mean, there was, I guess there was 4 claims on the one piece. Like, there's a mining claim, Timber West has a claim on it, and it wasn't clear on where the property line was between.
It's a piece of crown land.
Well, it's not Crown land. It was actually bought off CP Rail, which was leased a 20-mile wide strip up from here to past Campbell River, Buttle Lake. Yeah. And, you know, the thing is, now they were given the rights to the minerals and timber on that strip, and it's been leased out to different corporations. Like, it's not just one, it's several, but it's the same thing. Come in and take it out, and then the government then pays the company to go in and repair the damage. The same company, Interfor, for example, to come in and replant what they'd made billions of dollars on hauling the timber out, are then paid billions of dollars to replace the damage done. Okay, so the thing is, it's coming out of the public purse in both aspects. We're selling trees for 50 cents stumpage, right? And the tree's going out, and you know, a tree can be worth up to $3,000 or $4,000 as far as last figures I heard. You know, and then taking 5-cent trees and planting 3 of them in replacement of that, and being paid to do that out of the public purse. Where's the value for the Commonwealth? The Commonwealth is being ripped off, and we basically have nothing to say about it, because decisions are being made in New Zealand by Fletcher Challenge, and those that are logging can't make the decisions when they're out in the bush, even though they know how to do the job better. Like, my dad's a logger, right? He knows that it's been poorly managed and how to do it properly, but it's not his decision to do that if he's going to receive a paycheck.
Yeah.
So the thing is, can we work as a community and take responsibility for the value that is within the community, within the area, for the benefit of the community, and whatever's left over goes to where it's needed, where everybody benefits in the community. And people have that sense of family, that sense of feeling good about the work that they're doing, instead of being stuck in a little office or in front of a computer with no human contact, you know, and receiving a paycheck and what, getting together on a party. You know, is that fulfilling in life? You know, I mean, the party gets a little bit cumbersome after a while, you know. I mean, I spent 15 years in school. You know, I didn't learn anything but a bunch of trivia. And when I got out of school, I actually found I learned more by applying what I was doing with common sense. And sometimes it took me a while to learn a simple thing, you know, but I couldn't learn it from a book, I'll tell you that.
No, you gotta get out there and do it.
Yeah.